Leave the burnt fish for Marcus and I.
Yes.
Okay, give them the best, okay?
Yes.
What's left to go on?
Just tomato and artichoke.
Right, that's it?
Yes.
You done?
Yes.
Let's go.
Elizabeth's menu has put a smile on my face because she's come back in here to prove a point that this chef can make pomme soufflé. Good on her. The cooking of the cod, of course, we know has got to be right. We just want the cod just flaking away.
The key to a great soufflé is getting all of the measurements just right. She's got to make sure that everything is beautifully prepared and ready to go. Once you start making the soufflé, there's no turning back. It's all about timing.
You've been running around 100 miles an hour since you walked into this kitchen.
Yeah.
And what are you doing?
So for the starter, it's going to be mackerel with grape caper and apple salsa with a celeriac puree. The main course is going to be, basically the idea is a whole pigeon. I've used the breast, obviously the prime cut. I've got the liver going into a parfait. I've got the legs confit down with some potato. It's going to be paired with cherries, cherry tonka puree.
How are you serving the parfait?
I'm going to serve it in a jar in the middle of the plate with nice crusty sourdough bread, all for sharing, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Work cut out, that's an understatement.
Yeah.
We're going to let you carry on running round. I look forward to tasting your food.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Sean's mackerel starter sounds very simple. Grape and caper salsa to go with it. So you've got the sweetness of the grapes, you've got the vinegary texture of the capers, sitting with a beautiful oily mackerel. It's got to be cooked to perfection.
His main course is all things pigeon. He's got to get his pigeon cooked beautifully and served pink. If he's going to keep the skin on, it's going to be nice and crispy. The parfait has got to be smooth. Cherry tonka beanja, that I've never had with a squab pigeon before, so I'm really curious if this is going to work.
I don't think I've had a day off for the last 2 months. I'm going in early to work, practicing, staying behind work, practicing, just trying to rectify my dishes. If I get these 2 dishes spot on, I think they'll wow the judges, so.
Over the years, I think what's interesting is the way that the people who decide to enter look at who's won the previous year and say, I could do that. So each year it means the standard is going up. And you walk into this judging chamber with hope in your heart.
I think the stakes are highest for the professionals, just because they are meant to know how to cook everything. I think it's incredibly exposing, and I really admire them for putting themselves through it, because it can all go so wrong for them.
What I don't want to see is the same old technically perfect protein, sauce, vegetables. How very nice. I don't want nice. I want something to explode in my mouth. I want spice, I want flavour. I want something that I'll remember.
Mark, you've got 5 minutes.
Yes.
How are we looking?
Good, just finishing touches now. Just need to fry the risotto, finish the fish. All the other garnishes ready to reheat. So should be there.
If there's anything wrong with the fillet de brill, the dish will be seen as a dud. It's all down to the fish.
Fish is coming out now. One of them needs a slight bit more colour.
I love the idea of that baragoule, and that with a lovely piece of fish sounds very good indeed.
Mark, you've got 90 seconds left.
Yes.
Mind your fish in the pan.
Got my eye on it.
The challenge with this potato risotto will be that if you cook it too long, it's going to be a mush. And if you slightly undercook it, then we're going to get little tiny slivers of uncooked potato, which won't be very pleasant.
Leave the burnt fish for Marcus and I.
Yes.
Okay, give them the best, okay?
Yes.
What's left to go on?
Just tomato and artichoke.
Right, that's it.
Yes.
You done?
Yes.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Today I've cooked for you quite a Provençal dish. It's a pan-fried piece of grill sitting on top of a potato and parmesan risotto. You have Barragoule violet artichokes, baby courgettes and tomato.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Enjoy.
This smells terrific.
It smells Provençal.
Yeah, no, it really does.
And it looks beautiful too, doesn't it?
Mark promised a Provençal dish, and on the whole, that's what I've got. The tomatoes are sweet, the basil, the courgettes. It's a good bit of fish. Tiny bit overcooked, perhaps.
The potato risotto, it's a lot of very finely diced potatoes in a nice sort of Parmesan-infused broth. But it's a very clever thing to have under a piece of fish.
Absolutely everything is perfectly cooked. The artichokes really set it off. Everything just works so well together, doesn't it?
I like the basil coming through the risotto, but the cooking of the last piece of fish, we gave him a warning that it was starting to burn. I hope he's going to make up for it in a perfect dessert.
Beignet, very nice. Little square, fried, donut-like things. Very good indeed. Burnt tonka cream. Tonka beans are sort of vanilla-ish flavour, aren't they? That all makes sense.
The flavour combinations are great. There's no sort of miso ice cream or some of the usual things we occasionally see. It seems like a classic dessert.
If he's going to start throwing dough into the bubbling oil, that should be fine, shouldn't it? I'm not complaining.
Right, Mark, you've got 4 minutes left and you're looking a lot more organised than you did earlier.
It's going well. Just finishing up, just plating up the last little details now.
Are you happy with the burnt cream?
Flavour-wise, yeah, it's absolutely spot on. This is just a crumble mix, just for texture.
So is that the last thing to go on?
There's a little bit of fennel crest, and that's it, good to serve. For your dessert, I've made for you a burnt tonka cream with strawberry and lime salad and strawberry beignets. Hope you enjoy.
That looks good.
I want to invest in Mark. It's a thin beignet with a big strawberry filling. It's not just dusted in sugar, it's crusted in the stuff.
Technically, rock solid, and just an understanding of how things work together and what people want to eat, which is the most important thing.
That burnt tonka cream, like the rest of the dish, it fits perfectly. The balance is just superb.
I'm delighted by all the other things, but the beignet. Oh, look, they've all gone.
You can definitely taste the tonka beans in this burnt cream. It's got a lovely, smooth, rich texture to it.
Love the beignet, packed with flavour, we've got a nice sugary coating. It's a nice dish.
It didn't go entirely to plan, however, I got dishes which looked reasonably how I wanted them to look, and the flavour from what I was tasting was how I wanted it, so hopefully they like it as well.
The key thing is that cod in the middle. If he overbakes it, it's a complete disaster, and if he doesn't, it might be marvellous.
Good to see you back in our kitchen. I hope you're ready and prepared for what's coming up. You are now cooking for some of the best critics in the country. Grace Dent,
Tom Parker Bowles, and Jay Rayner. At the end of this, we will lose one of you.
This is a chance for you to shine, show us your skill, your flair, some great food. 1 hour, 15 minutes, 2 courses for that place in our final 12. Off you go.
The competition so far has gone very well. I've had very little negative feedback. Today I'm going to be on top of my game, work really hard, so to make sure everything is 100% perfect. My dishes are all influenced from my travels. So my first dish is a lemon-baked cod with a chorizo ragu, and then we have squid ink tuile, and there's a bit of coriander pesto just to show a bit of freshness in the dish. So I've kind of taken that classic from Spain and made it kind of more modern.
That sounds really nice. What about the main course?
The main course is barbecued Brazilian beef, and that's going to be served with bean puree, saffron turmeric puffed rice, and then we have little garlic, seared onions, and red chard.
Dean's really going to need to get his timings just right, especially with the beef. Once it's cooked and coloured, he's going to need to give it the resting it needs to prevent it from bleeding onto the plate. Our critics never want to see blood on a plate.
Dean's fish course sounds delicious. He has got a lot of work to do, though. I've not seen him run around this much in the kitchen. He's really pushed himself with this menu.
Gavin, what are you going to cook for our critics?
First up, I have rabbit and langoustine ballotine with like a spring veg fricassee, a carrot puree, and I've also got a morel velouté.
It's a ballotine, so how's it holding together? How are you cooking it?
I'm going to fill it with like a truffle chicken mousse.
Right.
And then roll it up and poach. And then for dessert, I've got a matcha strawberry, white chocolate and coconut millefeuille.
Can you do it in the time?
I am pushed for time 100%, but it's either I'm good enough or I'm not.
Gavin looks incredibly confident. He's apprehensive slightly, he's concerned about his times. Who wouldn't be? It's a very skillful thing to get a ballotine looking and tasting good, and if you do it right, it's delicious. Serving it with a little fricassee of vegetables and a beautiful sounding morel velouté. Heaven.
Liking the sounds of Gavin's dessert, millefeuille with white chocolate, matcha and strawberries. It's all about the textures of the mousse, make sure they're not set too much, and also the crispness of the filo pastry that he's using to layer his millefeuille.
What I'm most worried about is timings. That's my biggest enemy today. I need to make sure that I run and don't stop until the end, just to make sure I get this done on time. Oh, my God. The white chocolate mousse dropped on the floor. Luckily, I've just about got enough.
After my invention test, I think that I am in a good place. Both of my dishes are Malaysian-inspired dishes. I really hope that they will be impressed today. I'm cooking sous vide halibut with Malaysian flavored laksa. But it's a laksa bisque that I'm doing. I'm gonna roll some angel hair pasta to go together with it, and also cucumber, pineapple. And for dessert, I'm doing a jackfruit souffle.
Souffle?
Yeah. And then I'm gonna serve them together with Malaysian-inspired ginger-flavored tea cream anglaise. That's my plan.
Wow, a souffle. I did not see that coming. Oh, you're a brave man. What Mohan is doing is using Western-style cookery and influencing it with those lovely Malaysian flavours. Mohan's doing a refined version of a Malaysian soup, a laksa. This is the type of food that's going to make Mohan stand out from the rest of the cooks in the kitchen.
Jackfruit's quite sweet, so this is a bit like a really ripe papaya. I'm really curious about his ginger tea custard. I just hope he gets the custard right today because there were issues with his last custard.
I've cooked for critics that come to the restaurant, but never on my own initiative. I'm hoping to show them a little bit more finesse and just work on the balance of stuff on the plate. This is pretty big for me, pretty big.
William, what's your menu?
Firstly, I'm cooking a grilled fillet of mackerel with crispy polenta, avocado and wasabi, horseradish chantilly, spiced carrot puree on the bottom. There's a little bit of a radish salad on there, just give it a little bit of freshness and crunch as well. And then secondly, I'll be cooking 64% chocolate crema with compressed raspberries, apple, and the chocolate soy to go with it.
And how do you feel then getting this opportunity to cook for the critics?
There's a lot of pressure, but I'm not gonna let that sort of stop me. I'm just gonna go for it.
William is doing a mackerel dish, which he's going to take off the bone and finish under the grill. I'm just hoping that there's a nice balance of the ingredients that William has brought onto the table, because we have a wasabi and avocado puree and a spiced carrot puree on the same plate.
Chocolate crema is all about the consistency. He's using a lovely, rich chocolate. The consistency has to be like velvet. You don't want it to be too hard, so you have to be very careful that when you're setting it, how long you leave it in the blast chiller.
Judging MasterChef The Professionals is a bit of a roller coaster ride. Every time that door opens, you're hoping that brilliance walks in, but you're never sure.
Every time I come in and I look at the menu, I get excited. I think we're going to see some searing new talent. These people should know how to cook.
If you can just leap and get all of those flavors singing at once and make us happy, not only will you do well today, we'll never forget you.
You have 15 minutes before the first course is served. Dean, that's you.
The lemon baked cod starter from Dean. It is full of sunshine.
Chorizo, courgette, squid ink crisp, smoked tomato puree. Well, he's taking us on our summer holidays, isn't he? The key thing is that cod in the middle. If he overbakes it, it's a complete disaster, and if he doesn't, it might be marvellous.
How are we doing?
On time.
Good.
Rocket.
It's looking nice, Dean.
Just a little touch of lemon oil. Finish it and we're done.
Good job, well done.
Thank you. Good afternoon. So we have a lemon baked cod. It's been slightly cured and then baked in the oven. Spicy chorizo and yellow courgette ragu. Little cherry tomatoes with coriander pesto. A smoked paprika puree. And then finally, the squid ink tuile.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This looks very precise. I suddenly think Dean has a sock drawer that's ordered by colour. The cod flakes away perfectly. It's been cooked to the second.
That chorizo underneath is big and spicy and punchy, and, you know, that pesto just zings. He really understands flavours and he can really cook.
This dish delivers a lot more than I was expecting. This is pretty good.
I think it's a really lovely dish. The cod is just flaking apart. Loving the little tomatoes. I hope the critics are enjoying this as much as I have.
This is a dish that packs a punch. It's great.
Look at this. It's beautiful.
It's like so joyous that I almost want to take a picture of it and have it made into wallpaper.
That's a bit of a Bobby Dazzler, isn't it?
Liam, we've got 2.5 minutes left. How are we looking?
Yeah, I'm just going to cook the mackerel now instead. It's the last minute, so it's not overcooked.
Everything else ready to go?
Yeah.
We see a lot of mackerel on MasterChef. You overcook it and it goes from hero to zero in about 2 seconds.
Mackerel tartare, that has to be beautifully presented. I've eaten this dish many, many, many times before, or variations of it. So we have to see here that this person's a real winner and not just playing it safe.
You've got 60 seconds. Has everything come out the way you wanted to?
Yeah, everything's good. OK, now I'm done.
Right, ready?
Give him some energy.
Smile.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
I've made roast mackerel. We've got a raw mackerel tartare on the bottom. Then we've got some pickled beetroots. We've got a horseradish cream, nasturtiums, and beetroot powder. Enjoy, guys.
Thank you.
Look at this. It's beautiful.
It's like so joyous that I almost want to take a picture of it and have it made into wallpaper.
That's a bit of a Bobby Dazzler, isn't it? The tartare of mackerel, it's rich but not overwhelmingly fishy. It's really, really beautiful.
Fillet of mackerel, not in the slightest bit dry, like moist, almost squidgy.
The texture in those ribbons of beetroot is fabulous.
The horseradish, it just gets you right in the back of your throat. This is wonderful.
What he's created here is something remarkable. The man can cook.
The cooked mackerel and a pickled beetroot just works wonderfully.
And the little horseradish cream just really brings it all together. Great dish from Liam.
Liam,
Hi.
how was that?
I think I forgot to smile, to be honest. I know you just said, but... No, I did. No, I did.
You did?
You're not sure?
No, I think I did. I did.
You've got 15 minutes for your next course.
Yeah.
Will you be on time?
Yeah, I will.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Liam's main course is roasted lamb loin, lamb sweetbreads and kidneys. Yes, we don't see enough of kidneys. Your lamb loin, I want it pink and rested properly. The kidneys must not be like bullets.
I am looking forward, or as ever, to Jersey Royals on a plate. I want the lamb jus to hold this entire dish together.
Do it beautifully, because if all these gorgeous things that I love so much turn up and it's not as nice as I'm hoping, then I'll be sad.
Liam, are you happy with how it's all coming together?
Yeah.
I know I'm happy with how it's coming together.
It's good.
Liam, well done. You're on time. Off you go.
For your second course, we've got roasted loin of lamb, seasonal asparagus, Jersey Royals. We've got a wild garlic emulsion with some wild garlic flowers, a little pot of kidneys, sweetbreads, wilted wild garlic, and wild garlic caper buds. Beside that, you've got a lamb sauce, which has been split with wild garlic oil. Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you.
My mouth is actually watering.
My mouth is dry. Still buzzing with adrenaline, to be honest. I've put a workload on myself to try and impress these guys, so I really hope that's what I've done.
His first course was fantastic, and I think he smashed it with this one. Beautiful potatoes, perfectly cleaned and cooked asparagus, lovely, moist, pink lamb.
The offal, oh, absolutely cooked beautifully. The wild garlic, every single element works together. This guy can cook.
The sauce, though, it's not a lot of time out there to get a real sauce with real depth of flavour. I loved the fact that the offal was sequestered in its own little pot because it's unruly. Grace, can I have a quick look at your offal pot?
Here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. This
You're
job is
so
wasted
welcome.
on you.
I just want you to be happy.
I know, thank you.
This lamb dish is a sublime piece of cookery. It absolutely hits the notes in every single area. The lamb is melting in the mouth. I can't fault this dish. It's exquisite.
I love the extra little pot with the offal on the side. Fab, fab, fab. I think it's been a strong day in the kitchen for Liam.